Hello everyone, hope you're well, hope you've had a good week. Our one is going pretty well so far. I mentioned on Monday that it was a really good day and Friday had gone really well and the weekend had gone really well, and I was worried about Tuesday and Wednesday and what that might bring and all of this. So I have a habit of looking at the clock all morning, and I'm very good now at doing like, I don't know, 12:30 minus 10:30 and working out how much time there is until Ollie is out of school and referencing it constantly in my brain, just like, oh, it's 11:15, that means I've only got this amount of time left. And I'm trying really hard not to do it, but I can't help it. It's just I'm expecting that call. But it's all been great. It's all been fine. Sports day tomorrow as well, so touch wood, should all be good. I'm not talking about that in the video though. This is a bit of a random one. I put on Twitter beforehand that I'd sat down to record. I've set the room up, the lights on, the doors shut because my neighbours are doing this weird white noise thing out there again. I genuinely believe that they know that I record this time of night and they've just created a white noise machine to block me out because they don't want me to record or something. It's probably Kev. He probably sees me creeping up the old YouTube charts and he thinks that's a threat. In 5 years' time, he might almost break even with me on views right now, and he's trying to eliminate me with his white noise generator. Either that or God knows what they're doing, but it's irritating. So the doors are all shut. I'm completely closed in. Only the dog can ruin my background noise now by drinking and scratching and stuff. Anyway, so I thought I haven't got anything to actually talk about. Like, nothing happened. It's been so good this week and so quiet this week, and so that has not been a stress. And all my worries and stuff that I was thinking of and worrying about and going off on one with is sorted. With Claire, with life, it's all pretty cool. And then I tweeted, I said, what am I going to record about? I don't know. And sort of went up and down on Twitter and started flicking through my social media. And I just thought, oh God, I follow too much stuff. The question I'm asking in my title, I think, I haven't worded it exactly right yet, because this is kind of on the fly, is whether social media is making us all feel really, really, really stressed and anxious and unhappy about stuff that is just out of our control, and B, whether videos like mine, where I'm talking about all the stress and problems and issues that we're dealing with in trying to just let Ollie lead a happy life, whether that's contributing to other people's problems. Because I spent 10 minutes just twiddling my thumbs, hoping that someone might inspire me for a video or say something. And in that time, I saw a comic comment on how someone was saying, you should be more green and look after the environment by recycling this, that and the other. And then in the next frame, they're picking up all the rubbish and all of this. And in the next frame, they go to work and there's just pollution going out into the sky and all out the windows and all over the floor. And they're like, oh, damn. And the point being that we can only do so much. It's the companies that are the problem. And then underneath that, there's this massive debate about how we're the people buying it, so even if you don't think it's the problem, it's them, it's still you, so you can't get away from it. And that's everywhere at the moment. Don't use plastic, bring all your plastic back to the supermarket, dump it all on the supermarket, just fill the supermarket with plastic. And it's like, that's not going to work. We still buy the stuff, they make it for us, but then they create it. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to read that, I'll move on to something else. So I scroll down further, and there's people talking about their mental disorders and how they're being mistreated at work and how they're being mistreated in life and how they feel like they want to, go into rehab, or that they're harming, and I'm like, oh my God, I follow so many people that are going through major mental health issues, and I don't want to be the sort of person who just goes mute, delete, unfollow, get rid of that, no thank you, no, because they're people I vaguely either know through podcasting, or not that I'm saying it's not like Kev, Anna or Pab, or anyone like that. It's just people I know from all the various things I've done over the years. So they're all kind of people where I'm like, I'm not going to delete you. 9 times out of 10, you're talking about things that are just your day-to-day, these are the things you're into, or gaming, or writing, or whatever it is, and you're having a bad day today, or you've got these other parts of your life that are important and need helping from time to time. But, I'm not just going to block out the bad because there's, So I carried on scrolling, and I was just like, okay, that's getting a bit of an issue, and then it's like politics, the bloody Conservatives and the bloody Labour and and it's like, so I carried on, and there's a priest ranting about the royals being given money to spend on their house, and I'm like, but they bring in £4 billion a year or whatever it is, and they're given 2 million of it to spend, and then like other people are ranting at the church, and I'm like, do I want to get involved in that? Not really, you know. And I tell you, I basically closed Twitter and went on Facebook, and people were bloody posting nonsense on there, so I was like, get rid of that app. And it's making me think, like, do I want to sack them all off? I used to like going on Reddit because it was much more chilled out. It was much more just people cracking jokes. The odd, like, if I go on the Pokemon ones, they're all ranting about the fact that the national Dex has been kicked out of the new Pokemon game, which I'm disappointed with. So I don't really need that extra bit of moaning going on. You go into Pokemon Go threads and they're all whinging about the decision to move the what's it called, the community day from. It was originally in the mornings. Then it was 3 till 6. Now it's 4 till 7, and it's like, oh my god! Like, I'm gonna get in from that one and put Ollie straight to bed, and it's like, he doesn't need to go to bed straight after a community day. It's supposed to be lunchtime after a community day. I don't understand. They're trying new things, but everyone's ranting about that. I just kind of, I thought to myself, I need to get rid of them all. I need to, but then I'm like, if I do that, I don't have any way of communicating with the people that I like and know and care about. And if people have issues that I care about, you know, that I don't particularly know, and I want to help them out, or I want to be there for people, it's like, you got to, you know, so it's almost like I then need to get rid of all the other stuff from my Twitter, but just focus on the, what a mess. But it feels like it's just crept up over like 20 years. When I was like 12, 13, I think, we had we got the internet in our house, which sounds mad when you think about it. We didn't have the internet until I think we had it at the house I grew up in just before we moved out of it, so I must have been 12. And then we got an internet system where you paid like £1 a day or something. It might have been like 20 quid a month or something like that, unlimited, and it was like the most amazing thing ever, but it was only like a meg. But I remember before that it was like 10p a minute, and if the phone rang it all went off and all this. Anyway, that's irrelevant. But I used to go on MSN Messenger and I'd chat to my friends, and when it was like 10p a minute, I got to chat to them for like an hour every couple of days, and that was my extent of my social media time. But when it became unlimited and it was like every day I could go on there, I basically lived on MSN Messenger and lived in MSN chats, and I've still got friends now that I met in these chat rooms, and we just spoke about Buffy, we just spoke about like Angel, Firefly, all those programs, Stargate, whatever it was, and just talked nonsense about whatever we were into. And it seems like to have got worse from there. I remember I was following Spurs on a lot of sites, and then joined a Spurs forum, and then I got into this loop of like, somebody would post something about Spurs or a player or something. I hate this player, and I'd be arguing with them back and forth. And then the site become bigger, so people brought in other topics, politics, religion, this, that, and the other, and it got way out of hand. They tried to be really heavy on rules, and I remember there was a player who got his front teeth kicked out in a game. So I thought it was he carried on playing. He was really passionate, and then a few weeks later he threw his shirt off in annoyance, and everyone hated him for throwing his shirt off. And there was a blazing row about this on this website because I thought like he was still a hero. He still showed he cared. He still showed he was, you know, an important team member. But people turned on him, and there was all this stuff. And I remember being really like, and getting really embroiled in that, and thinking, this is too far, kind of thing, and trying to step back then. That site I don't go on anymore because I think they got so strict, they started just kicking off anyone who was ever said anything slightly against their rules, and so I didn't last long at all. But before that, I'd joined various like Facebook groups, Twitter groups, all this, that, and the other. And obviously it's just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. I think I stopped coming on Facebook once all the parents got on there and started making it the most political site on the internet. I tried a bit on LinkedIn for a while through work because that became quite a good place to talk to people from like a writing, a podcasting, gaming, production point of view, work. But that has become one of the wangiest places on the internet now. LinkedIn is horrible for people posting really, really obviously fake stories, and if you say it's fake, they go, oh, don't be rude, and it's just mental. Twitter seems to have just become this hotbed of politics and anger, and everyone's being cancelled on there for everything. And so a lot of the time it feels like valid and right, but it also just feels draining. I don't know. I just feel like over time, it's all crept in. I remember getting the Reddit app and then thinking, this is all right. But now I'm so sick of people ranting that everything's a repost and everything's wrong. And it's like, yeah, I think I'm this close to being done with it all. I reckon I might just stick to Twitter, but narrow. I'm going to put it in tunnel vision mode and just be, I mean, I know Kev always used to say to me, don't read your own wall, just read your ats and your private messages, and don't even read your private messages because people start being mean to you all the time when you get to where he is. So I may be getting to that point now where I'm just sick of the misery, and I think the fact I got some headspace and thought, I didn't, you know, nothing. I keep saying, I expect nothing was that bad or anything like that. It was just I was feeling stressed, and I think because I dealt with that, I've now looked away from it and gone, oh God, there's a dumpster fire over here of loads of other stuff that's difficult. The only problem is I don't want to leave anyone hanging if they, if they need help, they need talking, they need support. But oh mate, it's exhausting, and I just thought, you know what? That's what I'll vlog about today. A, am I making it worse for people by ranting about my stuff? Because it makes me feel better talking about it. But I don't want to wind other people up. I don't want you all to be watching going, he's right. Oh my God, I've never thought about it. Now I feel stressed. You know, that's not my intention. I'm still stuck. This is also born from the fact that I am stuck for ideas of what to talk about because I don't know what I'm doing. Depending, if something happens and something goes on and it's stressful, I want to talk about that to get some help with it. So I'm leaving my options open for that, because when I start to plan videos and think of content and then it gets derailed for weeks, I end up forgetting about it or losing track. So it's like, I need a better idea. I almost need to separate this out, I think. I need the playlist and the channel where I talk about what's going on, I need to continue doing that wherever it is here, whatever, and then I need to have a separate thing, I think, and I don't know what that is yet. I'm kind of at a loss, and I need to figure out what on earth I'm doing. So that is probably the thing I needed to untangle in my head. I'm going to wrap up there because I think that's pretty much it. But it's weird thinking I need to cull my phone of all of these stupid. I need to get rid of Facebook. Facebook is the worst. Facebook Messenger's good for just keeping contact with my local mates. WhatsApp's good for my home mates. Twitter's where I do my podcasting, conversationary stuff, and keeping up to date with people. Kill Reddit. I think that's the plan. Get rid of all of these silly apps. It's exhausting. I don't know why. I think I just let stuff get to me too much. I take things way too seriously, and I probably need to just chill out a lot. But I feel like I'm in a good... I've gone through a lot of that this year, just clearing the decks. I think it probably gets a lot of perspective, realising that there's stuff that needs helping and supporting, and makes everything else seem less relevant and easier to drop. So I'm going to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing out my rant. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your advice if you've got any better ways to do it. I mute a lot of words. I mute a hell of a lot of words on Twitter. I've unfollowed a lot of stuff that's just toxic. I really try and... I think I've blocked every single politician's name I can think of, and yet somehow they still pop through. I've blocked any mention of Piers Morgan, Katie Hopkins, they all pop through. Alan Sugar blocked me because I called him out on some racist stuff he was posting, but he still comes through somehow. It's all very bizarre. I think they just need to get better algorithms. Maybe they've broken their algorithm because they like winding us all up. But generally speaking, I just want to block every newspaper because they are the most toxic thing ever. Anyway, yeah, I did say thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Cheers, and I'll see you. I'm going to a wedding at the weekend, another one. I'm just always at weddings. So I will record either Sunday night or Monday. Cheers.